Hey, everybody loves to go out to eat, but do we ever think what happens behind the kitchen doors? Well, that's what this show is all about. We've got a man that knows what goes on behind those doors and been doing it for a long time, helping others as well, with his own restaurant, with his own catering, with his own mentoring, with his own teaching at Saddleback Culinary Institute, the legendary, the one and the only Chef Pascal. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for your introduction. Very flattering.
When you were a kid, did you ever wonder what went behind the kitchen door, or did you just like to go eat and go out? I don't think anybody thinks what goes on behind the kitchen door.
Well, even when I was not a chef yet, I always put my nose in the kitchen.
See? All right. Then you were curious. Okay.
I started with my mom's kitchen. Yeah.
There you go.
Like a lot of us.
Well, I'm curious today because you brought in another person I've never met before here. So tell me all about her.
Well, actually, I'm glad my friend had a respond to my request, because I know about what she does a little bit, but not too much. The reason I know about her because she's very active with the community and charities that we all do with a lot of chefs in Orange County together, and she's very generous. But I learned more, and we're going to talk about how she take care of our business and how we can get our food, because she make incredible food, and we're going to talk about that. And so I'm glad we're going to share who you are, what you do, and so I have a couple of questions. You're more of a baker, are you?
No, we do everything. Full
But
catering
yourself,
and baker.
you personally.
No, we do it all personally.
Okay.
We do everything savory to sweet.
When did you start wanted to have your own business?
About 10 years ago is when I began this journey. Started actually 2014. It's a little more,
And
about
can
a
we,
dozen years.
I don't think we named the business. You just
Oh,
said casually her name.
yes.
Green
Let's
name.
tell her what the name of the business.
Three Pug Bakery and Catering. Three Pug. I
And
wonder why.
I would have thought, because it says bakery and catering, so I understand your question. I would have assumed the same thing, that it's a bakery first.
Well, I started
Yes.
started the name as Three Pug Bakery, and then we added catering on after.
Got it.
So
Okay.
we did begin as a bakery.
And you see here, there's two little pugs there. They were,
That's Buster and Boomer.
Buster and Boomer.
they were our best friends, you know.
That is unfortunately not correct.
See, Chef Pascal's got it all wrong here today.
But in my world, I'm hoping that one day they are best friends. Yes, both rescues,
Both
Both
rescues.
rescues?
both scruffy street dogs.
But why are you saying not best friend? No, I'm not dog's best friend.
Buster is a little bit jealous and territorial.
Well, that sounds
So
okay.
That's just dogs.
That's his dogs.
Well, because you give too much food to one or not to the other.
That could be.
And so one thing that strike me, and now we talk about the pugs, because this is why you have to put that. It's a specialty bakery and catering company for humans.
Yes, that is correct.
It's not for dogs.
It's good to know.
That is a very good thing to know. People have asked me about that many times.
Yeah.
It's always a conversation starter.
Okay.
I kind of like that it's confusing.
Oh,
It gets the conversation
Is there a
rolling.
catering company for dogs? I would have never even thought of that.
They do
doesn't it?
actually. There's people
Specialty
that
dog
manufacture dog food,
Oh, my
and you
goodness.
can go pick up your personalized food for your own
That's
dog.
Right,
crazy.
right.
You know,
But
you
not
know,
this one. All right, so
Not
did you
this
start off as a bakery? Was it mostly baking?
Started off as a cottage industry bakery. So
What
just
does
doing
that mean?
Oh, cottage, you're going to say, is when you use your own kitchen that you're pretty up to code to the F department.
I didn't
Correct.
know that. Okay, so it is you have to have a home kitchen, but it has to be at a certain code
And
to sell.
No, a special license. Yeah.
Right, and you can only do limited items. They need to know in advance what the items and ingredients are.
Yeah.
You can't vary off of that, and I'm not the kind of person that likes to be put in a box. So
Yeah,
it
and-
didn't work for me for more than about a
And
year.
it's complicated, especially with what you do. Normally, you cannot cook with a cottage license. You can cook dairy or chicken and things very touchy about
Right.
being safe. you know,
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
so, but yeah.
And how did you? We're always fascinated. So you start this. Where do you sell it? Just to friends
Oh,
and family?
okay,
or
we're
to
going to
places?
get no, we're going to get there.
Oh, we're going to get there. Okay. Because I'm
That's a
baking
plan,
stuff
a
at
master
home.
plan.
I don't know how to sell it anywhere. Yeah.
We're
gonna find
you
out.
Good, but don't tell anyone.
All right. All right.
No, you know, actually, I just read something that is a new. It's not passed yet, but it's a new bill that you can actually do home restaurants. You can actually charge guests in your own home and serve them dinner.
Has that been approved
But I
yet,
don't
or-
believe it's Orange County yet,
No,
from what I
it's-
was reading.
it's,
LA County, it looks
LA,
like they're starting that.
Pasadena, yeah.
Right.
But maybe Orange County, but we're always behind that
Okay.
kind of
Never.
thing.
That's something I never heard of.
I know. I will cook at home, I mean, but I will give
Who
you.
needs a restaurant? Just come over to my house.
I bring you the bill. So,
Yeah.
and but so you started, but for more 13 years ago, 12 years ago,
Approximately.
and then you've been gone. You go on, and now you use some. We have access to kitchen we can rent now. I think
Correct.
that's a good thing.
Yes.
So
There's only a couple of those around, right? A couple of these commercial kitchens.
there's a Hood. There's a place
Fourth
in
Street
some
Market, Santa Ana.
Fourth Street Market, yes. And then my friend Brandon, you can use his space in kitchen, but yeah. But the thing is, you don't have a shop, you don't have a store,
Correct.
so you have to order online, correct?
You can order online, and we also do have a couple of locations where you can pick up from in Orange County, as well as you can purchase our pot pies without having to purchase online.
Wow.
But our actual menu, the full menu, you do need to purchase online.
I know a location because I was affiliated with them, Manatiro Farm.
Yes, Montecito Farms.
I've seen some of your product there. You've been there for
Yes.
some time.
Yes, since around the pandemic is when I
Yeah.
met Ann and Dan and got
Good,
involved with
good.
them.
But you have another place called what's the other place?
Nikki's Kitchen
Nikki's Kitchen.
up in Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda. So we cook here, and you have to deliver the food. People, they have to order like on Wednesday. You publish your.
I usually put the menu up by Thursday, and online ordering goes up, and people can order from Thursday through Monday for the following Tuesday.
And then how does it?
I'm sorry, for the following
And then
Wednesday.
how do they
delivery.
either come someplace to you and get it, or they go to one of these other pickup locations and get
They
it?
can come to me if they'd like to come to my commercial kitchen in Irvine. Work out of Saltwater Catering with Chef Lou up in Irvine.
Okay.
They can make arrangements with me there, or the two pickup locations are Montecito Farms in Irvine or Nikki's Kitchen in Yorba
And
Linda.
what's the typical delivery time? So if I ordered it on a Thursday and I wanted it the next day or something, or is there a couple days? What's the lag between when I order it and when I pick it up?
Sure. So you can order Thursday through Monday. That time is all for the following Wednesday.
I
So
see.
if
So
the
the-
cutoff would be the Monday, and then I should say 2 days.
You
from
make
then,
all this
the
stuff,
Wednesday.
you disperse it to all these places, and then I can go pick
On
it
the
up
Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Correct.
when you go to the website, there's of course some weekly menus.
Yes.
There's also a la carte. I mean, you can pick probably the regular items there, like the pie and things like that.
Right. We have a
And-
weekly menu.
But this week, actually, it's a special week
Yes.
because
This week is
We
a
have,
special week?
we have
Okay.
two
Yeah.
menus this week,
Yeah.
actually.
we have here a full gold menu. It's like a full menu. And what's Creole or not Creole here?
Believe it or not, these were all real. we just had fun, like our meatloaf cupcakes. So
Meatloaf cupcake?
we
No,
made
come on. You make
meatloaf
meatloaf cupcakes?
and our frosting was our gold mashed potatoes.
So you cook with a good sense of humor. Too.
Yes.
Because you're
It-
saying
it's more of a
because
sense
it's
of
April
humor.
Fool's Day.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
April Fool's.
We like to
so-
do themed menus and have fun.
So I guess this is too late. No.
Today we've already delivered. So,
Okay,
and I did fail to mention, as well as those pickup locations, we do home deliveries as well.
Really? So
All over Orange County.
Somebody did, like an Uber Dash or somebody arrives in a car and
Actually, yeah, we actually have a delivery driver.
Your
Shout out
own,
to
okay.
Lisa, and
Okay, all right.
she's out there delivering.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's a special week, because now we're talking about Easter brunch menu.
Correct.
All right. Can you describe some of the dishes you have on that menu?
Absolutely.
Is it still time for?
There is still time through tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Okay.
Thursday, so tomorrow will be our cutoff for the Easter menu. We'll be in the kitchen all day Friday prepping, and then we will have it either at the pickup locations or for delivery on Saturday.
Okay.
It's in time for Easter brunch.
And so let's talk about a few dishes here.
Sure. We go all the way from, we have a honey peach salad that we make with a honey champagne vinaigrette. We make all of our dressings, all of our baked goods. Everything is from scratch. So we start off with that salad. We grill the peaches on that. Go through the salmon, our quiches. We have two different choices of quiches, and then the cinnamon raisin brioche French toast, which is one of my favorites.
Ooh.
I make that with our house bourbon
Sounds-
ice cream.
house bourbon. You make your own ice
We
cream
make
too?
our own ice cream too.
That
Yes.
sounds
Cool.
great.
We do it all.
Fantastic.
We
Wow.
do it all. And then some baked goods and tartlets and
What?
trifles. We do our best to use as much seasonal and local produce and items as possible. As
My wife
ingredients.
is listening. I think she's
She's
going to
ordering.
say,
All
"Oh,
right.
maybe she
Excellent.
already called on place an order." So
So can I just ask the obvious question? How does this all work? Chef Pascal has amazed me. He had a famous restaurant for 25 years plus or whatever.
know.
And then he teaches others how to cook. And I assume everybody wants to be like that. They want to have their restaurant, their place. But in today's world, that's extremely expensive,
Right.
extremely difficult to maintain. And he brings in people all the time who have food carts, who have food halls. You're the first one, a private chef. You're the first one that's come in
Okay.
and talked about.
All right.
What would you describe this as? How do I describe this business? Not catering to me is you come to my house and I have a party.
And we do that as well.
And I'm sure you do that.
We do all of that too.
But this idea of prepared food that I go pick up, I don't even know what name to give that.
You know, that is a really good question. I wish I had the answer for you
Yeah.
because this is a whole different thing that I think during COVID is kind of where the necessity was born for this. I was only kind of half in doing this business part-time, and then I had a restaurant job as well, front of house. And when COVID hit, I had to go all in when everything shut down, and we came up with the concept of, like everybody else, I'm sure at that time, scrambling and coming up with concepts of doing this delivery business. And we have stuck it out. A lot of people scaled back on that when COVID was over, but
Yeah.
this really has become one of the arms of our business, is doing the deliveries as well as another arm selling the
Home delivery,
pot
because there were a
pies
couple
and
of big chains. What's the
catering.
one I'm thinking of where home delivery, you would go order and then they would it would either get delivered
Wow.
to you. There were a couple of big chains that tried this idea.
if you go online, because a lot of people who maybe cannot go shop, or people they're all too old to drive, you know, and
too
they are
busy.
handicapped.
Just too busy to
yeah.
go
Too busy.
buy it and
They
make it.
they pre-order weekly meals, and then they receive meals for the every day of the week, and because it's too expensive to have your own private chef. So
Right.
so it's like having a private chef, but just all you get is the food, and so it's very similar to that, and you're right, because COVID really opened up all the ideas. Hey, how can I run a business
Well,
without?
particularly in COVID, you couldn't couldn't go into the
Exactly.
restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
On this, it's not touchable. Even if COVID will ever happen again, I hope not, you still be able to provide food for the people.
Right.
And now, with all the internet connections, because you have a great website too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And can you mention your website?
Sure. 3pugbakery.com.
3pugbakery.com. So if I go there,
Yes.
I can order this stuff. I pay
Yes.
for it then. You
Yes.
make it. And at
Yes.
some point after that, You either bring it to me, or I come to you, or I go find one of these couple of locations where I can pick it up.
That is correct.
What's better than you prepaid instead of going shopping? You prepaid, you shop online, and you go pick it up. It's all paid. Boom, you take and go. No, it's amazing.
Particularly if you like to eat, but you can't cook like me. You don't know how, even if I had the time or whatever, I don't have the talent to go prepare stuff. So I'm eating junk at home because that's all I can make.
So Paula would love you to try. Okay?
Yeah,
To
I
check
think
the
that's right.
website and order something and go pick it up right there on Jeffrey Road. And then,
Or have them bring it to me.
That too.
I mean,
There must be a delivery charge.
see.
So then you charge
There
it.
is a delivery charge.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So who buys this? Is it older people that have trouble getting out? Is it young couples that are busy working? Is it any? Give me a sense of who's your customers are.
I would say from kind of looking at all the different orders and the relationships I've developed with these different customers, a lot of them actually tend to be more toward middle-aged women. That seems to be for the meal
well,
portion.
busy with
Yes.
family, job.
Right.
No,
They don't want to have to cook
no
anymore.
time for shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
I would think it would also be popular with singles, because my aunt, who was single her whole life and died in her 90s, she used to say, "I can cook, but I can't cook for one." Well, cooking for one was always, I don't know.
Right.
So there are a ton of single people, divorced, young, death of the family, whatever. There's more and more people that are living alone at all ages. I would think this would be a good, like later on in life, she got very old. She did Meals on Wheels. It's
Yeah.
kind of the older idea.
Yeah,
They brought her
similar,
her
yeah.
meals,
Right.
and she loved it because she didn't have to go out and shop and
Right.
cook,
No.
which is for one person.
And usually eat healthier.
And exactly, much
Instead
better.
of going to a fast food around the corner, you get some real
or
food.
the frozen food. She lived on frozen food for a long time. The frozen
Right.
pot
Because
pies or something.
everything comes fresh.
Everything comes fresh.
Yes. With instructions.
We do put on the label instructions if it's something that needs to be heated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. That's great.
So how do people know about you? Other than things like, is it just word of
It
mouth?
really, to this point, a lot of it has been word of mouth. It really has.
yeah,
And we've just been kind of picking up steam as
There's
we've
so
been
much
going
you can
along.
produce now. I do have a plan to grow.
I would like to grow. My ultimate plan, my ultimate dream, if I can make this happen financially someday, I want to have a bed and breakfast. And it
Oh.
would be pug themed.
Of
And
course.
it would have a gastro pug inside.
Gastropug. Oh, I like that.
And a gift shop and a coffee and tea shop and just the whole shebang.
Why pugs? You love pugs somehow?
I love pugs. My grandmother brought a pug down from Canada when I was 1 year old, and I have known pugs my entire life. So I absolutely adore them.
Wonderful. So let's say, let's say, if I look at this, your prices are very reasonable too.
I was afraid to ask because I would
Yeah.
think because you're prepping it yourself, I'm going to pay a premium for that.
No, look, you have a salmon, fresh salmon with a lemon butter caper dill, $18.
Oh,
You know,
that's
you go in a restaurant, it's in the 30s now.
yeah.
And so you have the describe me. I really want to try the French toast. You know.
The brioche
Yeah.
French
The brioche
toast.
French toast.
Sounds really
What is
good.
brioche French toast? I don't even know what that is.
Brioche bread, and this
Oh,
one's
brioche
a
bread,
cinnamon
okay.
raisin.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
do.
where you soak it overnight,
Yes, that is correct.
Oh,
and then
it's
it should be
full
baked fresh
of-
in the morning.
egg mix and creamy, and
Yes.
then you fry it and make it crispy outside.
Absolutely.
Ooh, man, all right. Okay.
So when Chef Pascal's wife orders, that's the first thing she's got to order here.
Yeah, yeah, and so we can reheat at home.
Well, that one I serve it as I deliver it as the soaked version, so that it can be the freshest. So all they need to do is just put it in. That one just goes in the oven. They're done,
That's fantastic.
and it's as fresh as can be.
But you have some great stuff like Mayor's lemon glaze, scones, guava glazed scone.
Well, she looks
Oh,
very
yes.
Irish or Celtic here. I don't know if it's
Yes.
Scottish or Irish. She's
Scottish,
got,
yes.
got the it's green on and the red
And-
hair and everything. Yes.
So you do quite a lot of baking, and also, I'm big on quiche. Actually, I have a quiche right now in the refrigerator here. But roasted potato, bacon and leek quiche,
Yes.
or roasted vegetable on goat cheese quiche. Ooh, that sounds wonderful.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry right now. Well, what did you bring today? We're going to taste some stuff while we're talking here.
All right. Well,
we're not going to try the pot pie because we have to heat it up. We have the
yes, that
chicken
one
pot
does
pie.
need to be heated.
That's for chef to take home.
Yes, this is our smoked chicken pot pie. We smoke the chicken ourselves, make our pie crust, everything from scratch. These we make every week. As I was saying, you can pick up or purchase at
Right.
Nikki's Kitchen or Montecero Farms.
Okay.
And then we just started this week. Sorry, wrong
That's the one
This
we're-
is the
That's the one
berry
we're gonna
mixed berry
taste here.
pie.
You can present it.
Oh,
if you want.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I
hold it up.
forgot
Open it
there's a camera.
Hold it up.
To the
All
camera.
right.
Yeah.
If you can see this.
Ta-da!
That is our mixed berry pie. It's featuring Montecero Farms fresh strawberries. This week we were able to do their fresh blueberries as well that are in season. And as the lala berries come in season, we'll add those. But we
The
do
what kind of berries?
lala berries. It's a specialized form of blackberry.
Yeah.
I never
Really,
heard of them.
really delicious. One of my
berries.
favorites.
Okay.
Only for like
They are
3 to
a
4 weeks
a
a
bit
year. I
longer,
believe.
like bigger and longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're
that's
they're
great.
delicious.
Yes, yes.
So when those come in season, we'll add those. But other than that, we just are using.
All right, can we try some here? Let's
Absolutely.
Just lean back here. I'll lean into the shot here.
There we
You
go.
know, Heather,
Little
if
vanilla
the,
bean whipped cream
Oh,
there to go with
vanilla
it.
bean. Whipped cream.
if the pie goes this way, we'll never come back.
I guess
I
I'm going to have to bring in your own,
love-
Chef Pascal.
I love. We were talking about this before. When I was a kid, I grew up in the Midwest, so everything was fruit everywhere: apple trees, orchards, peaches, Michigan berries, every kind of fruit imaginable, all around where we all lived, and so everybody made pies in the Midwest. It was just
That makes
every
sense.
mom made a pie. Apple pie, blueberry, peach. What was the one? What's the real sour one? Oh, can't think of it now.
Oh, rhubarb.
Rhubarb, yes, rhubarb. Oh my God, my mother would grow rhubarb in the garden, and then we'd make pie.
Or if you are in Ireland, they make kidney pie. No?
No, just all fruit pies.
Okay.
So, I rarely see pies anywhere anymore, at restaurants, whatnot. A couple, generic, an apple pie or something like that. And we were talking about how dessert has disappeared from the American meal.
Yes, I so agree. Restaurants are bringing in desserts. They're not doing a pastry program anymore. It's the landscape's changing on that. So we're trying to bring the pie back.
Yeah, I think this, I don't want to mention any name, I think because some coffee company just bring the coffee and the sweet together, and people think it's a dessert. It's like, it's a rich
And
cup
they think
of
it's
a drink.
fattening
Yeah.
or it's too much or whatever. So they'll go all out in the meal. And
Right.
but I rarely see, if I go out to dinner with friends, I'm the only one that wants dessert. Everybody else wants to go. Men and women alike. At home, we rarely have pies or cakes or cookies or anything because I'm the only one that really wants it or eats it or something. And I just don't know what happened to the great American pie.
There's a big thing also. People are watching their diet.
Yeah.
And, it's all about more and more people are diabetic. And so you got to cut on sugar, that's for sure. That's no problem.
But is there anything more American than apple pie? I mean, that's what we always said. And yet
Right.
I rarely find people making pie. I don't know anybody makes a pie anymore.
Well, just wait till fall when we do our toffee drizzled apple pie.
Toffee drizzled apple pie. You had me
Yes.
at toffee. This is wonderful, by the way. It's very puffed
Thank
up.
you.
The crust is the way my mother used to make, kind of a sugary kind of a. It's so many crusts are
Well,
soggy or
Paul, I'm ready.
tough. You ready? Not getting any. No. I'm eating the whole thing. No, I'll let you try it. Wow.
That may be my last
likes
show.
it.
This tastes like I'm going to give you a compliment. This tastes like my mother's pie, the kind of
And
pies I
that
used to have.
is the best compliment, and that
It
is
does.
what we are trying for.
Very
Home
important.
style.
Yes.
We're not trying to be anything fancy. We are home style.
But
We want to evoke that feeling of home and warmth and mom.
however, you have no kids.
I'm going to lean
I do not.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to lean in.
I cook for everybody else's kids.
So you
Oh, here, give him some of this vanilla.
Oh, yes.
Too. That's wonderful.
you categorize your cuisine more of a American cuisine, or
I would say more American, a little bit experimental here and there. Try new flavors. New.
So how do the pies and the pastries go over? We just said, we had somebody else in a bakery here, other ethnic groups, Persians, even Hispanic stuff, have traditions with various desserts and pies and flans and things and stuff here. That was always part of the traditional meal. To me, it's a complete meal. There's something before the soup or salad or something, the appetizer. Then there's the entree, is what you're eating, the main thing. And then there is a little something sweet at the end here. But that has been upended in America here as people have, I think, dramatically cut back on desserts.
I agree.
And some of that's being lost, the heritage. I don't think my daughter knows how to make a pie. My wife does. My grandmother certainly did all the time. My mother did. So how is your stuff being received? Are people just rediscovering pies and saying, oh my God, I never had anything like this, or I haven't had it in a long time? Or are they gravitating more to the other stuff you do, the chicken pot pies and stuff?
yeah?
No, they receive it all very well, and we do different desserts, not just pies. So we do all kinds of tarts and experiment with different flavors and different desserts. So we keep it fresh every week. We do something different, and I feel like we've gotten very good reception on our desserts. We're really known for our
Well,
desserts.
Okay. So how much do you charge for a pie like this?
Pie like this is $10.
10
Six-
bucks.
six
That's
inch.
nothing. That's
And
nothing.
this is more than 2 servings.
Oh, yeah.
You can get 3 to 4 servings,
Yeah, 3 to
depending
4
on how
servings, so-
much you want.
And
So
I'll tell you
is-
one of the things I dislike about pies that you get at the grocery store. First of all, they're stale and they've been around for a long time. Sorry. And the crust is,
And they're thin. There's,
Yeah.
Look, the crust. What kind of crust is that?
the crust is what's really tasty about this. I don't know what the secret
Secrets.
Okay, now the crust is amazing.
It is, because it's actually puffed up.
It's smooth, and yes, it's toasted. You know, yeah,
Right.
you can taste the baking and the roasting, but it's smooth. It's not like doughy and
Yeah.
Oh,
Some of them
no.
are real chewy or real
Yeah.
tough or,
no, it melts in your mouth. Yeah,
Well,
really.
thank you.
yeah, wow.
And a big sorry to Rachel, who is now going to have to make more pie dough and make more pies.
That's
Yeah.
it. Sorry. Sorry. Got to do it.
But the
Where did you learn to make pies like that? Did you just figure it out, or you come
I-
from a long family of pie makers here?
Not a long family of pie makers, but my grandparents and my aunt both owned restaurants up in Vancouver, British Columbia. So I kind of have some restaurateur in my blood.
there you go.
But as far as the cooking, my mom tried very hard to get me to learn to cook or to want to teach me, and I wanted nothing to do with it when I was younger. It wasn't until later on that I
is that because
developed
you,
an interest.
because you missed your mom's cooking?
No, my mom's cooking was, God rest her soul,
My mom,
not something you would
Chef Pascal assumes everybody's mom was a great cook. My mom
I
was
love
not a
you,
great
Mom.
cook. I
I
love my
love you,
mom too,
Mom,
but
but-
my mom was not a great cook, except when it came to pies. I'll give her
Okay,
credit.
even if she was not a great cook, is there some dishes that she was doing that you remember, that you really put you back in some moments?
Not my mom.
I would say Christmas baking.
Christmas baking. See,
Christmas
yeah.
There you go.
baking.
That
And a
was it.
lot of the Scottish and Canadian recipes.
That was,
you go.
I'd say the same as my mother.
that takes me
I'm
back.
Irish too, and my mother, the baked goods she would make at Christmas were wonderful.
So this is why for me it's very important that you cook for your family, and because you have memories.
Yes.
And extremely good or just good, it's fine. But it's just a memory. Or it tastes like something my mom used to make. Huh? And so, and so that's why this type of cuisine is very homey, very go back to a lot of people's roots. And then, by the way, I still have the taste of the berries in my mouth.
do too, right.
Unbelievable.
Very good berries.
I thought it was sweet.
It's not, right. No, it tastes like a Midwestern pie, like my mother or grandmother or somebody would make. Like it tastes like something I remember. On my whole upbringing, we've said this a million times, food was not a big part of our culture. We were Irish and or Irish and Scottish and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why that's not a big part of that culture. Food is not a big drink. Sure, we all had lots to drink, but it was not about what they made, except for certain baked goods, pies, things like that. That was
So we talk about individual dishes. Now let's talk about catering. You say on your website that you can do catering up to 160 guests. Is that because that's the maximum you have done so far? Or?
Yeah, that's about that. That's about
Okay.
as much as I've been comfortable with. But as I'm growing, I'm expanding and growing my comfort zone. So I'll be doing bigger parties at some point.
Do we, or if somebody want to do a catering with your food, how do they select the menu? Do they work with you and you have to coordinate?
Yes, what I like to do is be very personal with the person I'm planning an event for, and I want it to be customized and I want it to meet their needs exactly. I have sample menus that I give out, but I prefer to actually work with someone and do a custom menu based on exactly what they're wanting. And I know it's going to sound strange, but my favorite events to do are actually celebrations of life or funerals.
like
I
celebration
know
of
that
life or
I
funeral.
know
would be
that sounds really strange,
Yeah.
but it makes me feel the most fulfilled to be there for people at that most vulnerable time, the most raw time in someone's life, and to actually use food.
You bring something, that's could make them feel better for moments.
Exactly.
It's
To bring
strange you
some
say
sort
that
of
because
brief comfort.
I think we share a certain common heritage here. The Irish love their wakes. And so it was an important moment when somebody would die, when somebody passed. Everybody in the whole neighborhood would turn out and bring something. It was I brought you a pot pie, I brought you some of this and everything, partly because we didn't want you thinking about cooking or this, but it was an expression of love and support
Exactly.
and community.
Exactly.
And some of the nicest meals, I hate to say this, I kind of remember, are those kinds of events where everybody's sad, but somehow the food was comforting. Because it was
Right.
all kind of comfort food, pot pies like she brought
It's
here
comfort and it's love.
today. Yeah.
Yes. And so you have if you have a catering, you're going to have a kind of a appetizer part, a main course, and a dessert. Can you pre-order that catering and pick up the whole thing, like the 3-course meal?
Yes, we do all of that. We can do pickup, we can do drop off, we can do full catering, we can do set it up, come back later, clean it up. What service in between if they want it, we can do whatever fits
And the
their
question I always
budget and
have,
what their
Chef
needs are.
Pascal's done tons of catering through the years. You're doing catering now. You all have a certain style or specialty or thing that you do. But I come in and I want a Persian meal, or I want a Middle Eastern themed thing, or I want I don't know, pick some other odd
French.
French. No, I want Thai or something. I want something that's out of your normal comfort zone. Do you say to somebody, no, go somewhere else? Or do you say, no, I can cook it. You want Thai? I'll figure it out.
I give them the option. I let them know that maybe that isn't exactly my wheelhouse, but I am willing to create something based on what they're wanting, but my version of it. If that's what they're wanting, I am more than happy to work with them. I'm always learning, growing, expanding, stretching myself. So I have no problem saying yes to that if that's what they want.
And I like that you're really concentrated about outsourcing local product. Because now we can find some good local product, like the Minnesota farm,
Right.
or you can go to a strawberry farm, all these places.
Where all those berries look like, because they taste incredibly fresh to me. They don't taste like something What's wrong with berries at the store? I go to so many times and there's just no taste of the strawberries.
Because they spend a lot of time in refrigerators.
Yeah.
A berry, when it's picked, it shouldn't be even refrigerated.
Mm.
No, it should be, if it's ripe, it's going to get fully ripe just sitting on the stand, in the shade, but not refrigerated. Then you lose all the flavors.
Tomatoes.
Same with the tomatoes. Yeah.
Berries.
Mhm.
I mean, I eat them all the time, but when I have them fresh, I like, wow,
Right.
that's a tomato. Wow, that's a berry.
And so I wanted to ask you too, beside what you said that you were doing a full day menu.
Full
Yeah,
meatloaf cupcakes.
Meatloaf
Come on, that's a
cupcakes.
joke.
No,
Apparently, it wasn't.
we did them.
Isn't-
We
yeah,
did
yeah,
them.
yeah, she did. And Easter, and what other big celebration? Thanksgiving?
Mother's Day will be the next one.
Oh,
That's a big one. Well, I believe we'll probably be doing a Mother's Day picnic, like afternoon tea theme.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
So people can pick that up. They can go to the beach. They can go to the park. Take mom wherever, out in the backyard. Have an
That's
afternoon
become
tea.
a big thing again. There are actually tea
Yes.
houses and stuff
Yes.
here. In fact,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
tea and afternoon teas, like in England or Ireland, where they have teas all the time.
Right.
and like picnic box for a concert or something like that?
Yes, we'll do those. We do pretty much anything you can think of, and then of course at the end of the year, like you said, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. And you like to do bridal showers and
This is the season right now.
Yeah.
Lots of bridal showers.
Yeah.
I'm doing one on Saturday, I believe.
I
Doing a
think you
shower.
fit perfectly. But let's say you have a large event, 80 people. Yeah. So are you going to bring, if they want mostly pies, because you could do all pie dinner.
A pie dinner?
I've
Now-
done
Yeah.
a pie menu before too.
Oh my goodness, that's my dream come true.
I know.
I don't need an appetizer. I don't need meat or fish. I just
Yeah.
need pie. Here's
Yeah.
another pie. Here's 3 courses of pie.
Yeah.
Sweet pie, savory pie, breakfast pie.
And 3 or 4 type of savory pie on a sweet type, and boom,
Oh my goodness.
and then you take a nap.
You take a nap 'cause
Exactly.
you're filled with sugar here. Yeah.
And
What kind of pies? Give me some. I grew up in fruit pie country.
Okay.
Every fruit that you could name had a pie. Peach, even apricots. I don't think we had a pear pie ever. I don't remember if I've had a pear pie.
Pear tarts.
Pear tarts, but I've had every other one. Cherry pie was big in Michigan because cherries are big in Michigan. Apples are big in Michigan. Blueberries are big in Michigan. What other types of pies are there? So I'm thinking, but I know there's cream pies, all these other kinds of stuff. We didn't have as many of those.
We do those too.
What other kinds of pies should I be thinking? Give me some pies I never heard of here.
Oh, that you've never heard of.
Or tempt me with other out of the normal range of pies here, or something real. You said you did a toffee
Well, I think
thing.
that would be more it. I like to take different ingredients
and add 'em
and
to it.
add them together and make something unique. I've done an apple rosemary one before too. So adding in fresh herbs to fruit pies.
And
Oh,
some places
that
in the
sounds
Midwest
good.
have their own thing, like in Pennsylvania, there's shoe fly
Oh, I
pie.
love that. I make shoe fly pie. I did.
That's one that's hard to
there's
find.
another
I'll bet Chef
one-
has never had shoe fly pie.
why that?
Oh, I love it. The molasses
Shoe
pie.
fly pie. It's a molasses, really supery, sugary pie. It's like molasses pie.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so good.
They make it in
Amish food.
Pennsylvania. It's a big deal. Amish dish.
Interesting. And you do trifles too.
We do trifles as well.
So does your client bring their own dish? No, because usually it's in a big mold.
Well, if we're doing
That's
a full catering,
Mm-hmm.
I would have my own dish on the
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
If it's more of wanting just bites, we actually do little trifle cups. That's
okay.
really popular right
Okay,
now.
okay.
It's individual trifle cups.
I don't know that
layered.
I've ever had a trifle. What is a trifle?
Oh my goodness, it's more of an
Oh,
English
yeah.
dessert, and it's like layers of light cake with fruit and creams and just layered
Layered.
on top
Okay.
of each other.
It's like a fruity tiramisu. No,
Yeah, okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Fruity tiramisu.
Yeah,
All right, so it
with
has
those
that same kind
layers.
of layers.
But the key is when you do it at home, it's very communal. You put in a large
Tureen.
Right.
glass terrain. You
Right.
can see through the layers, and then you just
Dip
dig
into it.
in. So it's that trifle is really good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. And so, are you going to participate in some events again that we do? Not the Chef Master, but the next one. We have food on wine.
Festival or something?
I
or-
won't be at the very next one. I believe that's the Food and Wine Festival.
Okay.
We were just at Table for 10. We'll be at Chef Masters again in the fall, and I'm blanking on what the other one is.
That's where I've discovered more of these chefs dragging me to these things here that I didn't know. That usually they're fundraisers for
Yes.
charities or something. So that's maybe why they're
And
out of my price range here. But you go to the Newport Beach Country Club or something, or someplace, and there is or Pelican Bay or someplace like that, and they have these big events, and you pay a certain amount of money, usually a big amount of money, and then you can try everything that's in there, and you go from booth to booth to booth and pick
yeah,
up all
so
those things.
there's a good chance on the next one you see Heather on the upcoming one too, the Table for 10.
Well, I hope you'll drag us there. I hope we get to go see some of these things. there.
We'll have a booth and come on by and taste some sweet and savory goodies.
Yeah, because that's where we went to one at Jirachi Farms recently here, and they had a bunch of booths there. Their whatever it was, St. Patrick's Day kind of festival
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And then we've been to the Table for 10 and some of these other places. And I didn't know so many of these things exist. Again, that's outside of my world. But what wonderful events to taste and sample everything, including very unique things like your offerings here, where I might not otherwise know they exist. But I go to these events and I see lots of, I'm going to call you like artisans. You're all like cottage industry or something. You know, they're all
Right.
making these things, boutique little stores and stuff. They don't have a storefront, but there's a passionate following that you've all built for whatever it is that you do.
Absolutely.
So if I wanted just to order great cookies,
Cookies?
yes,
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
she's make great cookies. She usually bring a lot of cookies to the events.
We do brown butter chocolate chip. We do
Brown
Oh,
butter
yeah.
chocolate chip. That
brown
I never,
butter makes everything better.
I
Yeah.
never knew that. Okay.
Yes.
Do you cook, chef, with brown butter chocolate? I didn't know there is brown butter.
My wife is the cookie chef at home.
She's the cookie
she's
chef,
very
right.
good at that, and you got to be very precise when you make cookies, especially the temperature, the
Yes.
Oh
timing.
yeah, because they get like a rock otherwise.
Yeah, and then you don't want to walk the dough. You have to let it rest. So do you make bread too?
We don't make a lot of different varieties, but we do have our specialty rosemary cranberry bread that we make.
Ooh, that
And I
sounds
serve
good.
that with a lot of our catering meals, and on
fantastic.
our charcuterie and grazing tables as well.
Oh, you do charcuterie as well.
We do full grazing tables as well.
Grazing table. What's a
Yes.
grazing table? Just little nibbles of things and stuff? here?
Yep, a long table of pretty much everything. Little bites
nibbles.
of cheese and meats and veggies and dips and fruits and all
That's
kinds of good stuff.
perfect. All right, and
So if there's one thing you got to try at Three Pugs, is it the pies?
It's the chicken pot pie. It's our
Chicken-
smoked chicken pot
okay.
pie, and also our smoked tri-tip. Actually, I put that on the grazing table as well.
Smoked tri-tip. That sounds interesting.
we have smoked chicken breast too.
Yes,
Yes.
we do smoked chicken breast and smoke. We like to smoke.
Yeah.
I even throw apples in the
Do you have a
smoker.
smoker and the whole thing? And,
We got a little smoker out back. Yes.
yeah.
Wonderful. And so, can you give us your website again, or maybe your phone number?
Sure. Our
Any way
website-
they reach you, or Instagrams or other things. Well, how do people find you and reach you?
Sure. 3pugbakery.com is our website. Our Instagram is at 3pug, spelled out THREEPUG. We're on Facebook also, 3pug Bakery and Catering. And our email is 3pugbakery@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
And-
Okay.
And if you expand, I would love, you work with some of the students from Saddleback. Did you? Have you met some of them?
I've met some of them at the events, yes.
And then,
He's always trying to push his students for internships and stuff there. Yeah.
I think it's very important because that gives them some other idea because everybody, wants to be a chef. I want to have my own business. I want to have my own restaurant. But they can see there's some other options. It's very important. And
More paths to making a cooking career than ever before.
Yes. And do you do cooking classes too sometime? Or?
I haven't, but it's something I've toyed with for quite a while. It just hasn't materialized yet.
Okay.
I think that'd be fun because then
Yeah.
maybe they could participate in the making of their meal. He's had some private chefs come in here, and they said that's part of the fun of hiring a private chef. They come to your house.
Right.
It's not that they just go in the back and bring the food out. Thanks, chef. You get to go back with them and cut and pretend like you're preparing it, having some
Right.
role in it.
Just to let you know, I was born on Pie Day.
Pie day? There is a pie day?
I
mashed
usually do a
protein.
pie day menu, and it slipped by me this year.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know there was a. How did I miss pie
Yes,
day?
I
Next
usually
one,
do a
maybe
pie day menu. I
Put
know.
me down for the next
Okay.
Pie Day.
Pie day. All right.
314.
Yeah.
I didn't know there is a pie day. I
There
should
is
have
a pie
been
day
my
menu.
favorite food in the world. I didn't know
Yeah.
there's a pie day. All right. Well, amazing what you do. Amazing that
Thank
you
you.
built a business around this, a thriving business. It continues to grow. I'm
Still
not
going.
surprised when I taste the quality of the food here, but I'm always amazed that people can find these alternative paths to a cooking career.
I told you, if you bring some food, the producer is going to be very happy.
I'm very happy. Feed the producer. You got an
Can't
instant.
talk about food without having it.
That's right, exactly. Too often we do. I'm always saying, let's bring in some stuff here. All right,
Absolutely.
thanks so much for joining us. And how do we reach
Thank
the
you.
chef here again? Always, how do we reach Chef Pascal? Where do we find you?
PascalCuisine.com or Pascal Olatz on Facebook and Pascal Chef Pascal 1 on Instagram.
Or come over to the Saddleback Culinary
Saddleback,
Training
yes.
Institute and meet some. It's an amazing facility over there. It
Yeah,
really is a
fabulous.
state-of-the-art
Yes.
facility. You've got all sorts of different cooking
And
kitchens.
maybe we will have a class on pie one day.
Oh,
I
I'll
love
be
that.
there.
Yeah.
Can you make? You don't even know how to make a pie. A real pie, a Midwestern kind of pie.
No. I make tarts.
Tarts. Yeah.
No,
Tart
that's
isn't
what
a
the
pie.
French do.
A
But,
tart is not a pie.
no.
Not with that puffy pastry top to it and everything.
but Ada would not give me the
no,
recipe for
did you
the
see
dough.
that? She didn't even come close. She didn't even give you a suggestion.
There's butter in
She
it.
looked at me and said,
Yeah, she looked at you like, no, I'm not telling you that thing. Because that's the kind of thing my grandmother would make or my mother would make. All the mothers and grandmothers used to make it, and we'd put it out, and everybody would come running, and everybody had kind of their own little take on it, their own little special thing. Because they would.
Right.
Do you actually roll the dough and all that kind of stuff?
We do.
You want to...
I don't personally anymore, but yes, we do.
He's getting there.
Now I remember. I'm always saying my mother wasn't much of a cook, but when it came to this stuff, they were all good at this stuff. All right, thanks for sharing here today.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me. I
very
really
much.
appreciate you both having me on.
Okay. Well, there you have it. One more reason to tune in each and every time. If that doesn't make you hungry, I don't know what will. As we explore what's behind the kitchen door, right here in Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beal Applied Innovation, where we're going to get to the rest of the food right now.